Florida football went 8-5 last year and shocked a lot of people. Went 4-4 in SEC play. They were 10th in the SEC, and they played freshman DJ Lagway, got hurt middle of the year, but still looked good. Was one of the best players and one of the better, if not the best QB in every game he played, no matter who he faced. So that's impressive. Florida won the Gasparilla Bowl. They ended off with wins against Ole Miss, LSU. They blew out rival Florida State on the road. And how they finished the year was in stark contrast to how they kicked off the year, where Miami humiliated them. They were down 20-0 at halftime to Texas A&M. When I look at Florida entering 2025, this is a team who can compete for the playoffs. At 9-3 with this schedule, they would get in over some teams and plenty of teams with a 10-2 record. And take note of this. I think Florida can go 10-2. You know, they're plus 1,500 to win the SEC, plus 330 to reach the playoffs. They might have the best QB in the nation, might have the best O-line in the nation. Depending on how quarterback and running back pan out, could have one of the better rushing attacks in America. Their D-line is awesome. Their special teams is great, one of the better special teams units in the country. And while I'm a little bit negative on wide receiver and corner relative to some people, I ultimately think that this Florida team is pretty good, really. It's a team that's definitely a sleeper in the SEC. You know, a lot of these people talk about LSU, and LSU in theory should be better than Florida. But I look at Florida, and I say, I have DJ Lagway on my first team All-SEC and as an All-American. Before we resume this segment, please take a few seconds of your time to make sure you have liked the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for the channel and for any team podcasts and playlists linked in the description, and also comment your thoughts down below in the comment section and join my Discord server via the description. All of those things I just asked you to do are completely free, and they sign you up for things related to my channel, or they don't sign you up for anything. No cost to you, and all the benefit to you because we release daily college football content here on College Football with Sam. If you want to support the channel monetarily, sign up for a YouTube membership or check any other links in the description for my merchandise store and Patreon page. Thank you very much, and let's get back to the segment. My All-SEC teams and all-conference teams in general are larger, so there'll be a lot of players mentioned on here, but bear with me. Jaden Baugh and Jacoby Jackson at running back, Jake Slaughter at center, Kenijay Harris and Damian George at guard, Austin Barber at tackle. I have Eugene Wilson III at wide receiver. I have Caleb Banks, D-tackle, on my All-SEC team. Same with Tyreek Sapp at edge. Miles Graham and Grayson Howard there at linebacker. Jordan Castell, along with Sharif Denson and Bryce Thornton at safety. And then Devin Moore at corner. And then also Trey Smack, second best kicker in the SEC behind Georgia's Peyton Woodring, and Tommy Doman as an honorable mention punter. So this team is loaded relative to past Florida teams. Their floor is still pretty low because of the schedule, and I think Billy Napier's coaching is a minus. And as for schedule, it's the toughest in America per FPI. I may not rate it that high. Intuitively, I think Oklahoma and Wisconsin have tougher schedules, but it's a top 5 strength of schedule, no matter how you bounce the ball. Their toughest games are at Miami, Texas at home, at Texas A&M, and Georgia Neutral Field, in my opinion. In preseason S&P Plus, they bring back 64% of their production, which is 30th, and their top 15 preseason with a 17.3 rating. Looking at their schedule here, LIU at home week 1, auto win. USF at home week 2, maybe an auto win. Should be, but USF played some people tough last year, so don't overlook them. Week 3, they play at LSU. Then week 4, they have at Miami. Off their week 5 bye, they host Texas, then play at Texas A&M, host Mississippi State. Off a week 9 bye, they play Georgia Neutral Field week 10, play at Kentucky week 11, play at Ole Miss week 12, host Tennessee week 13, and host Florida State week 14. That Florida State team will probably be an automatic W for this Florida team. It's a tough schedule, and yet, despite that, they will be at the worst, I think, single-digit underdogs to anyone they play. Unless, of course, they start the year off rough and maybe Texas or A&M or one of these teams from week 3 to 7 maybe blows them out, for example. then maybe by the time they play Georgia, they'd be a double-digit underdog. But against Texas, A&M, Miami, and LSU, unless one of those games goes very, very wrong, I don't see this team being a double-digit underdog likely to anyone in my mind. So it's a schedule where, again, I can see 10 wins. I can see 9 wins. I could also see 6. I could see 7 if everything goes wrong. Maybe Lagway gets hurt and doesn't play for most of the year. I could see 5, or worse than that even. But this team's tough. They play for their coach. Napier's game management is a weakness, but they play for him. They care, and they're deep, they're well-conditioned, they're strong, they're big. There's a lot to like about Florida. I have them going 7-5 again, 4-4 in SEC play. They'll play in a bowl game. Napier wouldn't get fired for this. I think he'd have to regress, but I think he'll enter 2026 under pressure. The reason I'm not picking Florida to go higher, even though they could, is in large part due to Napier's game management and coaching, and the fact that I don't think this roster is invincible. Like, Lagway could be Cam Newton, as some have suggested, but I question whether he will be or not. I question that. You know, it took Cam Newton to be, I believe, either a junior or senior or redshirt junior to be as good as he is. Is Lagway really going to be that fantastic as a true sophomore, coming off of an injury? I don't know. I think he's going to be pretty good, though. Very good. And I think that in most of their 5 losses, if not all of them, they will be competitive, and they will lose by single digits or maybe 2 scores at the most. And in 7 of their wins, they'll probably blow almost every one of those teams out, with maybe the exception of 1. This is a top 20, top 15 power-rated team, much like S&P Plus implies. Getting to some more specific predictions I have for Florida. So I have a mild, medium, hot, and scorching prediction. I have those. Kind of a Scoville scale model. So mild is what I think is a layup prediction for Florida to make. Hellfire is one that is unlikely or bold relative to public opinion or even my personal taste. My mild prediction is that DJ Lagway is a top 10 quarterback nationally, and he keeps Florida in big games. I think that's a given. My medium prediction is that the Gators win 2 or more SEC games on the road. So you have LSU, A&M, Kentucky, and Mississippi on the road. That's what you have. Those are your road games. I think they split those and win half of them. My hot prediction is that Florida's team quality improves drastically, and the team improves as the year goes on, which is a hot prediction. My scorching prediction, Billy Napier is either under pressure or on the hot seat entering 2026. My hellfire prediction is that despite all the improvements, Florida will go 8-4 or worse in 2025. I believe that you need good coaching to win a lot of good games, to beat teams in tight environments. And Florida, I think, has some good positional coaching. I think they have good strength and conditioning. I think their culture's solid. But game management is a question. And I think maybe they're just getting some more talent or Lagway having another year away from really exploding. Could be wrong there. And there's a good chance that I'm wrong given how much people love Florida this year. But they're a little bit too trendy for me. Just a little bit. Nonetheless, I think they'll be good. I think if they had an easier schedule, they'd absolutely be competing for a playoff spot this year. If not, their a conference championship game, especially if they were in, say, the Big 12 or the ACC. I think Florida's going to go 7-5, 4-4, play in a bowl game, and yeah, they'll have success this year. That is for sure. Sounds weird to say that. 7-5, 4-4 being a success. But I think with this schedule, if they were to repeat that and look better than last year, not suffer any blowouts, keep their team healthy, I think that would at least classify as maybe getting close to success. I don't know. I think they're a little bit away. Could be wrong, though, especially since most of these players now are Napier's players. Thank you for watching College Football with Sam. Make sure that you've liked the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for the channel and team playlists and podcasts in the description. joined the free Discord server where we talk college football 24/7, and have commented your thoughts down below. Check out the description for any ways you can support the channel monetarily. Everything else I've asked you to do is completely free, and your support means the world to me. We're trying to become the next big thing on college football YouTube. 6-figure subscribers, maybe 1 million one day. I think we can do that. And also check out any videos or playlists, anything in these columns right here, where there will be videos and playlists. Yeah, you get the point. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one.